You are to be completely silent during this procedure. Any talking, any noise, any movement, any resistance at all will be met with swift and severe punishment. Now, in preparation for your relocation to Cell Block C, please put your hands out in front of you.
Have you talked to him?
I don't like warnings. Let's start with rubber bullets. Bring him to his knees.
Hey, Andrew, before you listen to Gordon here, please remember that you have 3 children, Maya, Caroline, and Caitlin, who go to Brent Community School on Conway, and that I have escaped from Arkham over 3 dozen times, and I will again, and I will find them, and I will kill them.
What?
Officer, you have an order, not a choice.
Chris, Daryl, Gil, Christopher, Raphael, Ron, Connor, Josh. I feel like I know each of you and your dear, sweet, soon-to-be-dead families. And yet, it's like we're meeting for the first time. There's a fun riddle in there somewhere.
Fuck this!
And so we begin.
What the f? Put it down.
You heard him! I got fucking kids! I'm not letting this shit out of this room!
Gentlemen, you will stop, and you will stop.
Drop your weapon, Daryl. Right now. I'm around with
You!
Who do you meet for the first time and also the last time? An Arkham guard. No, it's too specific. You'd have to be there. Who can you meet for the first time but never again? A bunch of dopey cops with bullets in their heads. No, I'm not getting it. It's very infuriating. This is why I need to talk to him. He just makes things make sense. Gordon, do you think you could call him again? I'd very much appreciate it.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone fights here. What am I supposed to do? Call the cops? Half the f***s in here beating their wives or Gordon's boys. Saw that lady in BC one morning with a bruise on her face in the shape of a badge. Swear to God. So what do you want? Seriously. I hear screaming. I'm supposed to what? Rush all around like a hero? Banging down the door? Hey, it's me! Stop it! I don't know you, but I guess I'm dying for you. So, or what? I get a flashlight and cut out a little bat puppet, hang it on all nice, shine it out the window, wait for you to solve everything? Then she'd be kicking around. The city would give me the keys to it? Everything would be all hunky-dory? Please, no one can save these people. She was a nice lady, though. She used to watch my cat when I had to go out of town for business or something. Not that that's any of your business, Batman. I don't do anything you wouldn't approve of. But yeah, we chatted. I knew her. I'm not saying I didn't. She was friendly, but she didn't have a lot of friends, you know? She worked the street most of her life, a veteran of that particular war. She had some fucking stories, man. She wasn't shy about it. Back before Gordon, when things were real wild, when Gotham was still Gotham. That's where she served, you know? Made her money the same way we all do these days, right? Sold something people wanted to buy. Anyways, I guess you could say she was retired mostly. I mean, she was still doing a shake here and there, but not all the time. You don't pay into Social Security in that trade. But she wasn't the ripest fruit on the tree, if you get that. But I guess she had to do a little to get a little. Walls are thin. I heard a lot. She had regulars. Old guys who had been coming for years, and some young ones with taste. I thought it was one of them when the shouting got started. I didn't see anything. You gotta understand that. I can't tell you who it was or what his name is, or if he's 7 feet tall. Nothing. I would say it seemed like they were familiar the way she was crying and pleading and he was going off. Sounded like people who wanted something from each other. Not just like in the moment, but over a long time. He mostly just kept asking her questions. Screaming damn questions after questions at her, throwing it at her relentlessly. all, "Where have you been? Why did you leave? What did you do?" Vague kind of shit that I didn't blame her for not answering. But he kept going question after question. And she's pleading with him. Just give her a second. But the questions, they keep going on and on. Like I was literally getting bored. And finally, he stops. Finally. He gives her a fucking second to answer. Right, just to fucking breathe. And I hear her start, right? She's like, "Okay, give me a second. Let me explain." And then, like all of a sudden, nothing. Quiet. She's about to talk and she doesn't say another fucking word. A few minutes later, I hear the guy leave. Right out the front door. A door and click. And stomping feet, man. Not running or nothing. I don't see the lady since. I knocked once or twice. She didn't answer. I don't hear anything about her. I'm sorry to hear she's dead. She was a good lady, a good neighbor. I got no judgment against her. She lived her own life, you know. That's more than 99% of the suckers out there are doing. She had a pride to her. I liked her. Smart too. Always reading. I hope you catch the trash who did it. And if you do, Batman, you bring that little right to me. Right here. So I can look him in his face. Because I never got to. But then, he's so desperate for answers. I'll give him some answers.
Jim.
There's nothing more I can do. Everyone's scared of him. I had 5 guards quit this morning. Said they're moving their family to another state. Hell, I'm terrified. I need you.
Where?
The yard in the back. His suggestion, insistence rather, works for me. Give you two some room.
Tonight?
He's not going to be tied up or anything. I'm not throwing away another good cop on that. You should know. He's not the man he used to be.
Brian said you wanted to see me, sir. Is there a problem?
You like basketball, Edward? I never see you play.
I don't have time for games. I have to study.
Can I ask you about that? Why are you studying so much?
Well, I mean, the normal reasons. To get good grades, to get into a good college, to get a good job, to live a good life.
And when you're done with all that, when all the learning is in and you've got the perfect house and car and career, what are you going to do then? What's your reward for all that hard work? The whole point of your life?
I don't think I understand, sir.
You're going to want to be young. You're going to want to be free. Edward, you're going to want to just be here and play a game. It sounds silly, right? But on the other side, you'll see. This is what you're really going for. And you're already here.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Yeah, well, I graded the tests this morning. You want to know how you did? I'm going to go out on a limb and guess you do.
Yes, sir. I very much hope it was all right. I worked diligently on it.
Super funny thing, though. At the last second, I changed one question. The riddle there at the end. I saw one in the paper I liked. First you eat me, then you get eaten. What am I?
Oh, really?
And yet you wrote down silence, which is the answer to the riddle I was going to use but didn't. As if... I don't know. What do you think?
There's been a mistake.
Edward, if you're going to cheat, buddy, at least do it well. You didn't even bother to read the question.
But it's... Professor Yellin, you can't tell Father.
I'm sorry, man. I really am, but you know I have to. And I think this'll all be for the best in the end. Maybe this'll show you have to stop being so concerned with being smart. And just lighten up and have some fun.
Professor Yellin! Oh no! I'm sorry, please. I'm so sorry. Here, sir. Let me help you up. It'll be okay. I'm sorry. But don't tell Dad about this, though, because if he knew, you don't know him. He's not who you think he is. He doesn't play games like we do. He doesn't know how to have fun. He thinks you just have to win at everything. He really doesn't know how joyful it could be to just let go.
No.
Professor, ask me that again. That riddle I missed. Now that you mention it, I think it would be just a blast to solve. What was it? Oh yes. First you eat me, then you get eaten. What am I?
The fishhook.
Do you ever get tired of being right?
You killed your mother.
I've killed a lot of people. I'm not a very nice person. Besides, at least Mother got to live to a fine old age. I wasn't the one who freaked out during a sword-fighting movie, making my parents walk me home through Crime Alley, having their happy days a tad early.
Do you want me to be dazzled? Should I clap?
I knew who you were. Did you know me?
I did. I do. You're an idiot.
No, Batman. Actually, I'm not. Between our games, solving riddles on giant typewriters, I used to go into your mansion during the day. I wanted to check on you. Make sure you were doing alright. Getting close to solving whatever it was we were working on. There was loads of security, but it was all very predictable, really. I did that quite a few times over the years. I have fond memories of seeing you asleep in your bed. Not to mention Dick, and Jason, and Tim, and little Damien. I liked watching them grow up and go out on their own. I still visit them now and then. Not that they notice.
Lies.
In the unimpressive safe in the living room behind the portrait of your parents, there was some light spending money. A few $100,000. I took $1 once to see if you'd notice. I bet you did. That mystery's done. But in the safe in your bedroom, which is much more thoroughly protected, which is actually very well done, really, there you keep one little scratched pearl. Your poor mother's, I presume.
You want me to hit you?
No, I don't like it when you hit me. It hurts. In fact, from now on, anytime you touch me for whatever reason, whenever I get free, and I will, I'm going to kill a Robin. Maybe not one of the boys. Maybe Stephanie or Cassandra, but someone. You may ask, wouldn't I do that anyway? Well, if I did, then I wouldn't have a threat that you care about. So it's really a win-win. Then again, you're Batman. You're not supposed to care about your children more than, say, some random somebody. And you probably think, though you are wrong, that you can protect these wards of yours. So let's do this instead. If you touch me, ever again, I will kill a random person. Someone you and I don't know. Just a stranger who's going about their day, and then nothing. Never knowing it was you, not listening, that cost them their life.
You want me to kill you?
You could beat me that way. It is in fact the only way you could. But you won't, and so I will walk away out into my city while you stand and watch. And some time will pass, and you will come to me and beg for my charity.
Edward, have you considered that you are the one who should be begging? No.
There. See? In the end, I win. I knew I would from the beginning. That's why I did it with clues. If I fought you straight, it would just be this. You being pathetic, me free to do anything, everything I wanted. So I tied one hand behind my back, so you'd have a chance. So it would be a challenge. So it would be fun. I wanted to be fun. For so long we did that, and it was alright. I enjoyed seeing how you get me the next time. You were good. You were fun. I was fun. And then one day, one of my henchmen spent time with a woman who said she was my mother. I went to see her. My father's dalliance. His shameful mistake that I was to redeem him for. A person can be a riddle too. And usually the answer is mommy. What did mommy do? There she was in front of me, and I could finally know why I am this way. Bruce, I'm not like you. Simple. Crime killed my parents. I will fight crime. Whatever. No. I'm more complex than that. And I was about to be solved. So I asked her some things, and she opened her mouth, and before she could answer, I reached out and strangled her. As she died, as I watched the life come out of her, I don't know. I didn't want the answer. I got tired of being right. I got tired of puzzles and challenges and riddles. You and I, it's the same, over and over. I lay out the maze, and you run through it. And I'm not going to play games anymore, handicap myself to fight you for the thrill. I'm sorry, but I'm done with that now. I don't want to win or lose anymore. I don't care about that. You're very smart and good, and I'm smarter and better. So I'm just going to live my life, and you can live yours.
Is that why you did it? You killed that man to show me what you could do without clues, without a pattern. How could I ever stop you? That's why a wife doesn't have a husband. Children don't have their father. For this stupid message?
The fence in the back of the yard is open. There's a car on the outside waiting for me. I have a room prepared at the Gotham Plaza, A Suite 78C. I'll be staying there for the foreseeable future. I didn't kill that man to deliver this stupid message, no. I killed him because I knew I had to tell you how things were now. That if you so much as touched me ever again, I would kill a random person. And I knew you wouldn't believe me, and you'd test me, and well, he's dead, isn't he? And a wife doesn't have a husband, and a child doesn't have a father. So there. Now you know what you did. One final time, you got to the end of the labyrinth. And there's your answer. Any other questions? Goodbye, Bruce. I'll see you around. Just please remember, will you? Riddles are fun, but I'm not.
Hey, you guys hear about Riddler? How Batman shit scared of him now? Won't even fight him or anything. Always thought that guy was stupid with his sideburns, and now he's got Batman shaking? Damn!
In honor of the officers who gave their lives for the protection of the city, who died in Arkham 1 week ago, we proudly salute you.
There's a website where you can go and just give him money. You just click on this question mark. We sent him 10 grand last night. Well, it's too short.
That's smart. I've got to do that. You don't want to be on a list or something.
Just got orders. No charges in the case. This one's clear for burial. Let's get it out of here. A dozen more are coming in tonight. I guess Black Mass tried to negotiate with Nigma. Jesus, is anyone that stupid?
Sources confirm that Nigma, who was seen by dozens of onlookers killing John Oates in broad daylight less than a month ago, remains free. There was no comment from the GCPD or the mayor's office as to why Riddler was let go, or if there are any plans to prosecute.
I got 3 witnesses who say it was the Riddler. Just walked up to him and did it. But we don't want that trouble. So as far as you know, it was nobody. So, as far as you know, it was nobody.
Barbara, will you listen to me? I'm not saying you can't handle yourself, but with what Nigma's been doing these past 2 months since he got out, be careful. Right now, for your father, please.
Oh, Mr. Wayne. How nice to see you. Been a little while, hasn't it? Please, come in.
Diane, I have connections in the GCPD. I've been inquiring after your husband, and though they haven't officially released the information, I know now why he was killed. I thought you would want to know, too.
Ah, okay.
The Riddler was playing a game with Batman. Batman didn't understand the rules of this particular game, it seems. Your husband suffered the consequences for this neglect.
Why didn't he know the rules? Isn't that his job? And now I see that this Riddler guy is just out there, and he's still doing nothing? What is going on? What f***ing game is it?
It's not simple.
It's not your fault. You're not him. I don't mean to take it out on you. I appreciate you telling me. Lord knows they tell me nothing. I'm sorry. I just thought... You live in Gotham. You choose to raise kids here. Batman is supposed to save you, and what do you get? My daughter. She plays soccer, and sometimes I have trouble getting her to go to practice because she can't decide if she likes it or not. She has fun, but she gets stressed out about it, and I tell her, don't worry so much, it's only a game. And then she'll say to me, in that perfect kind of tween tone, where they just think they understand everything, but they don't know anything. She says, Mom, I'm not stupid. It's a game when you watch it, but when I have to play it, then it's just me.
I try to put officers outside the hotel, standard, just to stake it out, and they refuse to duty. They say he's going to kill their families. I went out there myself once, just parked across the street to see if he went out for the night or anything. Got a call from Barbara the next day, crying. Someone poisoned her cats. I didn't tell her. She'll probably figure it out. I actually called the governor about bringing out the guard. Just was my guys being a little unresponsive. He told me his son's been missing for a week, then he hung up. The head of the United Bank of Gotham just put out a memo. Don't know if you heard about it. Says, if Edward Nygma walks into any branch, he can have whatever he wants. No resistance or even reporting of the theft. It's not just this side of the law. Heard the 5 families had an emergency meeting after the wives of all 5 heads were killed. Wasn't much debate. Decision was, don't touch Nygma. And if he asks for help, give it to him. Hearing the same from the crazies. All those guys used to laugh at the Riddler. He was a joke. Now they're in awe of him. Now listen to this. Maxie Zeus surrendered this morning. He said he wasn't a god anymore. And then he carved a question mark in his forehead.
You know, Gordon, he's hearing all of this right now. There's a small broadcasting device in that gargoyle there. It helps him keep track of what we're planning. It's all very smart. That's how he wins. By being very smart. Smart enough to know that I have a weakness for mercy. A weakness that leads to a weakness he has been exploiting these last months. And it took me some time to see this on that court. He showed me that being smart can be its own weakness, that you can get lost in your own assumptions. You see, I was smart. I assumed he was who he was. He tells a riddle. You solve it. Case closed. I assumed he couldn't question himself. That he couldn't change. That he would never let go of the reins holding him back. That was my mistake. Thinking I knew him. Assuming there was no limit to his fun. I was smart. And I was a fool. Just like him. You see, now, in his room by himself, he is making the same smart mistake I did. He assumes that I can't change. That I can't question myself. That I cannot let go of my own reins. That there is no limit to my mercy. And he assumes that this isn't a recording. That I'm actually on the rooftop actually saying these things. Riddle me this, Edward. Though we meet but once, you know me forever thereafter. What am I?
We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. We're in the money. The sky's sunny. Oh man, depression, you are through. You done us wrong. Oh, we never see headline about breadline today. When we see the landlord, we can look that guy right in the eye. We're